Hey, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's Learn with Lizzie. Today's lesson is one of the most important grammar topics in English, tenses. If you understand tenses properly, your speaking, writing, reading, and exam performances will automatically improve. Many students feel tenses are confusing, but in this video, I will break everything down step by step with logic, keywords, and situations exactly matching the PPT on your screen. So stay with me till the end and you will realize that tenses are actually very simple. Let us first understand the basic idea. What are tenses? Tense tells us when an action happens. Whenever we make a sentence, the verb changes according to time. That change in the verb is called as tense. Tense answers three basic questions. Is the action happening now, or in the past, or in the future? Is the action going on or not? Is the action completed or still continuing? So remember, tense is equal to time plus verb form. There are three major types of tenses. They help us in expressing the time and action clearly. For example, I eat, the present form, I ate, the past form, and I will eat, the future form. So, the past action represents action that already happened, and the present shows action happening now or regularly happening. The future tense shows actions that will happen in the future. Each time has four different forms. Simple, that is basic idea of action, indefinite form. Next, continuous, the action which is in progress. The third, perfect action, which represents a completed action. And finally, perfect continuous, which talks about the duration of action. This is why we say English has 12 tenses in total. So now let's focus on simple present tense. Simple present tense talks about things that are regular, habitual, or always true. Look at the structure on the slide. Subject plus base verb with S or ES. This is very important. Remember, with I, you, we, that is first person and second person pronoun, we use the base form. And with third person singular subject, he, she, it, we use verb plus S or ES. Keywords like always, usually, often, every day, immediately indicate this tense. We use simple present tense for daily routines, what we do every day, habits, actions repeated again and again, universal truths, facts that never change, and timetables and schedules. For example, I wake up at 6 a.m. This is a regular action. The sun rises in the east is a factual concept which cannot be changed by anyone. She teaches English, a fact about a person. Now moving on to present continuous tense. This tense is used when an action is happening right now at the moment. The structure is subject plus MSR plus verb plus ing. Whenever you see words like now, currently, at the moment, think of present continuous tense. We also use this tense for actions which are temporary and sometimes for fixed future plans. For example, I am reading now, action which is happening right now. She is preparing for exam. We are meeting tomorrow. This is an example for the future fixed plan. Now let's focus on present perfect tense, which is slightly tricky, so listen carefully. This tense connects the past with the present. The structure is subject plus has or have plus past participle, that is V3 form of verb. The keywords like already, just, yet, ever, never, since, for help us identify this tense. We use present perfect tense when the action is completed recently. We talk about life experiences. The results of the action is important now. The present perfect tense examples are I have finished my work. So this action is recently completed action. That's why I'm using present perfect tense. Now the next example, she has never visited Delhi. It is talking about the experience of the subject that she has never visited Delhi. And finally, we have lived here for 5 years. So this is talking about the duration they have lived in this place for 5 years. Now, let's focus on present perfect continuous tense. This tense focuses on how long an action has been happening. The structure is subject plus has or have been plus verb plus ing. Keywords like since, for, all day, for a very long time are very common here. This tense is used when the action started in the past and is still continuing, and the duration of time is very important in the action. For example, I have been studying for 3 hours. So basically, you started the action in the past and still you're studying, and the timing, the emphasis to the time is given here. So that's why I'm using present perfect continuous tense. She has been working here since 2020. So in this example, she started working before 2020. Let's keep it in a way that she started working in 2000, and from 2005 till now she's working in the same place. So that's why the action is still continuing and we are using here present perfect continuous tense. I hope it is very clear to you all. Now let's move on to the simple past tense. Simple past tense is used for actions that are completed and they are finished in the past. There is no relativity over here. The action completed in a very specific time. And the structure is subject plus past form of verb, that is V2 form of verb. Keywords like yesterday, last night, ago, in 2020 or any past years gives you the hint of simple past tense. These actions represent the completed action in the past and they actually happened in the definite time which is mentioned in the sentence. For example, I watched a movie yesterday. So, yesterday is the definite time period which happened in the past. She wrote the exam last week. Again, in both the examples, if you notice, I watched a movie, she wrote the exam. The actions are completed in the past and are not having any relativity to the present. This is very important. You need to understand this. Now moving on to past continuous tense. Past continuous tense shows an action that was going on in the past. So it took some time to complete in the past. That's why it is past continuous tense. And the sentence structure is subject plus was or were plus verb plus ing. This tense is often used with the keywords like while, when, at that time. Why? Because here the action is in progress in the past where two actions are happening together simultaneously. Let me give you some examples. I was reading when he called. So two actions were happening at the same time. So one action is in continuous and the other action is in the simple past. It's not compulsory that one has to be in the simple action and the other has to be in the continuous action. Just to think about the action, whether it is taking a lot of time to complete or it is a very short action, a quick action that got completed very soon. So now moving on to the next example, they were playing while it was raining. So here both the actions are simultaneously happening and both the actions are in progression. So we need to remember that the keyword when comes before a simple past action and the keyword while comes before a continuous action. Keep this in mind. Now let's move on to past perfect tense. Past perfect tense shows which action happened first in the past. So basically here again two actions are taking place but not simultaneously. One action is in the simple past and the other action happened before the simple past action. The structure of past perfect tense is subject plus had plus past participle, that is V3 form of verb. Whenever two past actions are mentioned, the earlier action uses past perfect tense. Just remember this. And the keyword used are before, after, already. Let's now focus on some examples. I had finished my homework before the dinner. So the past action is I had dinner, and what I did before having dinner is my past perfect action, that is I had finished my homework before dinner. And next example, she had left when I reached. So I reached is the past action and she had left already before I reached the place. So that is past perfect action. I hope it is very crystal clear for you all. Now let's move on to past perfect continuous tense. This tense highlights the duration of an action before another past action. So let me put it in a very clear way. Just remember that perfect action is talking about a completed action, whereas perfect continuous action is talking about a completed action with an emphasis to the time period. That is very important. And the structure here is subject plus had been plus verb plus ing. The keywords used in past perfect continuous are since, for, before, and here we are emphasizing the duration of an action before another past action. Please remember the difference between present perfect continuous and past perfect continuous. It's very simple. In present perfect continuous, the action started in the past and still continuing in the present. So the action is not completed fully. That's why it is present perfect continuous. But when we are focusing on past perfect continuous, the action started in the past and got over in the past itself. So the action is completed here and the importance is given to the duration. For example, I had been waiting for an hour before the bus arrived. So my past action is the bus arrived, and before the arrival of the bus I had been waiting for an hour. The emphasis to the time is given as for an hour I had been waiting. The waiting part is completed and the bus arrived, so all the actions are finished off over here. So that's why I have used past perfect continuous tense. If you have any doubt regarding the tenses, kindly please put it in the comment section so that I can make a separate video on each and every single tense for more clear and easy understanding. Now let's move on to simple future tense. So basically, what are simple future tense? Simple future tense talks about actions that will happen in the future. Very simple. The structure is subject plus will plus base form. The keywords used here are tomorrow, next week, soon, etc. We use this tense for instant decisions, promises, predictions, and etc. For example, I will help you. She will join the class tomorrow. Now moving on to future continuous tense. This tense shows an action that will be in progress at a specific time in the future, and the structure is subject plus will be plus verb plus ing. Let me be more clear about this future continuous tense. Here, the action is going to be in progress in the future time. For example, I will be studying at 8 p.m. So you have decided that you're going to study at 8 p.m. It's not like you're opening the book and closing the book sharply at 8 o'clock, right? You open the book at 8 and started studying, and maybe the process took some time to get over. Like from 8 to 9 or 8 to 10, you have been studying for a time, for a period, and that is called as continuous. That is called as a progressive action which is happening in the future. So that's why we are using future continuous tense. I will be studying at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Now moving on to future perfect tense. Again, it's talking about a completed action. But when is the completed action happening? Before a certain time in the future. The structure is subject plus will have plus past participle form. This tense takes place when an action is completed before a future time. Let me explain it in a more clear way by using an example. I will have completed the work by Monday. Basically, just imagine today is Saturday and Monday is falling in the future. So, you have promised that you're going to complete your work will have been completed before Monday, or by Monday you will be ready to submit your work because you have completed the action, but with a prediction that I will have completed at this point of time in the future. That is called as future perfect tense. And future perfect continuous tense, again, it's just like future perfect tense that the action is completed before the certain point in the future. But in future perfect continuous, we are giving emphasis to the time period. That is very important. This tense focuses on the duration of an action up to a future point. So the structure is subject plus will have been plus verb plus ing. So this is focusing on the duration of an action to a future time. For example, by next year, I will have been teaching for 10 years. So you are telling that by next year, you will have been teaching for 10 years. So basically, let's imagine that you started working before 9 years and you have been working as a teacher for a very long period. Like this is your ninth year, and by next year, you will be completing your 10th year of teaching. So still you're teaching. You started the action in the past, it is continuing in the present, and also it will move on to the future. So the action is prolonging till the future time, and the emphasis is given to the duration of the action. That's why we have used future perfect continuous tense. I hope it is very clear, and let me tell you once again that if you have any doubt, please put it in the comment section so that I can work on your doubts. Now let's have a quick revision. Let us revise quickly. Simple action. So simple action means habit or a fact or a simple one action that we are focusing. Then we are having continuous action, which is an action in progress or ongoing action. Perfect action denotes a completed action, and perfect continuous gives importance to the duration of the action. Avoid common mistakes like I am knowing the answer. This is a wrong way of saying the sentence. Why? Because know is a stative verb, and stative verb will not have any continuous or the past form. You simply say I know the answer. He has went. Again here, basic mistake done. He has, we are having to have form which is representing the perfect tense. So I need a V3 form to go along with the to have form. He has gone. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching my video. If you felt like this video was helpful, kindly please hit the like, share and subscribe button. See you in the next video.